Hi guys, this is just a video. I've got my Star Trek hat on with my badge. As you know, I'm a major Star Trek fanatic. Obviously looking forward to, hopefully Star Trek London's going to be on this year. I was thinking about going to Las Vegas, but there seems to be a lot of messing about going on. So I don't know what's happening there. I'm going to have to sort that out in the next week or so. But there's other things that have come in of interest where I might pull back and do something else instead, but it will be Star Trek based. I'm sat in a Klingon throne. As you can see, I've got my bat left there and all my ships. I've got a flat full of Star Trek stuff. One day I will get the camera out and show everybody it. This is about my thoughts on the new series. Where do you think it's going to go? In 2017, January, we're going to see the pilot episode. Apparently it's meant to be called Star Trek Prime. For me, I'm a follower of the Prime universe, the main universe. There could be, if they're going to call it Star Trek Prime, they might be setting it in the Prime universe. Do you know what I mean? So that could be a clue. I could be wrong. Where's it going to go? Where do we want it? It's, you know, we've got the Axanar thing with the court case and the suing and all this. I'm not going to go into that because I don't want to, you know. But there's all that going on, fan reactions, some taking sides, some not. I'm sitting on the fence on this. I'm going to sit and watch. I did get emotional about it, but I've read obviously more details which I can't go into. But so I'm just going to sit on the fence. So my focus now is the new film, which after Star Trek Into Darkness, honestly, that would just wanted to switch off after that. Honestly, when you know the bit where they're in the reactor and Kirk's doing the opposite of what Spock did in Wrath of Khan, I just wanted to walk out of the cinema. That was enough for me. It was like watching Star Trek on fast forward or watch it on bags of amphetamine, you know what I mean? And the latest trailer, Star Trek Beyond, it was Need for Speed, wasn't it, really? Do you know what I mean? I know it's the directors from that film franchise, Fast and the Furious or whatever, with the Beastie Boys. I mean, I did sort of like it, but it's not Star Trek. I just sat through like Enterprise recently, season 4 on Blu-ray, and I've been watching some of the old DS9. DS9's my favourite Star Trek in the classic series. I feel that they've lost something, whereas the fan-based stuff has touched on to quite a lot, especially Star Trek Continues has done an amazing job, very clever stories, and they're going at the right speed with it and the right pace, and that is Star Trek for me. Star Trek is not about ray guns and photon torpedoes. It's about the moral side, about humankind living in a better world. We know all that, right? That was Gene's vision. It's done a lot politically worldwide over the decades. It's contributed some awesome, incredible stories. My favourite episode is Deep Space Nine in the Pale Moonlight, and there's several others which I'll review when I get there round to doing a big massive episode review of a load of it, which I'm just going to sort out at some point. The new series, so where do you think? I think it should be set after Voyager. It'd be nice to see it about 25 years after Voyager. You know, there's a lot of questions need answering. Romulus has been destroyed with the Obra supernova. You know, what's happened to Romulan people? You know, what's going on with the Federation, the Klingon Empire, what happened after the Dominion War? No, I've read some of the books, but it would be nice to sort of touch upon this. Or and then you could probably put a few old faces in from years ago, you know, guest appearances. Be nice to continue it. I don't want anything set in the alternative universe. Like, that's separate. I mean, I like the first film. A third film more open-minded to, so I'll go say the only saving grace, Simon Pegg has done the screenplay. So the new series, well, it'd be interesting what type of captain we're going to get. Is it going to be a female? Is it going to be a male? You know, I don't know. It doesn't bother me. It's getting solid actors, solid stories, substance, and once we've got that, then I'll be on board. Do you know what I mean? Be great to get a new uniform, got a new conventions. It'll bring the life back we need to the franchise. Do you know what I mean? It could be set 200 years in the future. Do you know what I mean? I mean, somebody was going to do Star Trek Federation, wasn't there? You know, I think that was Bryan Singer, wasn't it? Where it comes all a bit, weird in the future. The Klingons go spiritual, the Vulcans want to go more with Romulans now. The Federation's a bit corrupt, it's come a bit lazy, and they don't really bother with it, and there's some threat coming in, it's deteriorating, or it could be even further in the future. Is what I've read. So they're building a new starship to go explore and get humanity and the rest of it all back on track again. It's going to be interesting, because don't forget we've got history going far into even up to the 31st century. The Federation has survived, and it's going okay. I'd like to see a mini-series personally set in the Mirror Universe. You know, where did Oshi Sat, Empress Sato go? I mean, where we could go with this is just the impossibilities are just limitless. Personally, the ideal world, I like to set 20 years on, after the whole Romulus thing, you know, and Spock disappeared to other universe, and the other, you know, what's going on in the Prime Universe, because the Prime Universe still exists, we know that. You know, what's going on with the Q continuum. It'd be great to see like the Continuum come back in, and new threats, new allies, new stories, all of it, you know, going in a new direction. I know it's going on pay-per-view TV, but obviously everybody's going to get access to it. You know, I'm not saying no. People are going to find it on the net, aren't they? So, I mean, you know, I know the show going to show the pilot on the mainstream, and then the series is going to go straight to pay-per-view. Maybe they might have the point, it might not get the audience in like it did. Because don't forget, we got 20 years of Star Trek, which were the golden age. We're up to Deep Space Nine, and Voyager was starting to slink off. I remember going to the Star Trek bar, and it started towards the end of Voyager, it were going down, and eventually the shut, and that were like through second season of Enterprise, the Star Trek bar shut down. I'd like to see more of an alien crew. You know, we've done the Klingon thing, but I'd see a Romulan on board the crew, actually. You know what I mean? And possibly a Cardassian, and even what about a shapeshifter from Dominion on the crew? There's some kind of exchange going on. Do you know what I mean? With like different aliens. I'd like more of an alien crew in this. More interesting backstories. Darker characters I don't have a problem with. We've got a captain who's living some form of guilt. If something happened in his past. Do you know what I mean? I mean, personally, for a new Star Trek series, for me, the one I'd like to see, mate, is the New Frontier books. Mackenzie Calhoun, I remember reading the first book, it just blew me away. Well, like, when I read the 4 books, because they brought them out separately, didn't they? I remember buying them up and reading them straight away. And then I bought the combined edition with the free poster, and I read it, I loved it. I kept thinking of the pilot episode in my mind. I was seeing Calhoun having the sword fight, and the planet just going to crap, the big bird coming out of the thing. You know, I really don't know where we're going to go with this. I mean, the ship, my favourite type of starship was the Nebula class. We've done the space station, maybe it could be set on a starbase and set on several different ships, you know, so it's jumping from different things to the other. So, tell me guys, where do you want this? Do you want this set in the 31st century with the temporal chords, or set in the other timeline, or another parallel universe, or stuff like that? Where would you want it to go? I mean, honestly, I could sit here for 10 hours, write a script, and come out with what I want for it. Do you know what I mean? What about a prequel? You know, you know, CBS, Paramount, they could use Axis and turn it into a TV series. Don't you think that's a good idea? And we'll get Garth Weiss out. I mean, there's a whole load you could do with him. What, Captain Robert April? You know, is it going to be another Enterprise, or is it going to be a Columbia, or is it going to be a Sarajevo, or is it going to be USS Leeds, the USS San Francisco? I mean, it could be the USS Vulcan, it could be the USS Soleil. I mean, it goes anywhere. What are the Klingons up to? The Romulans, you know, the Cardassian Empire got ruined after the war. I mean, where do we go? The possibilities are endless. Are we going to bring the Q back? I mean, we could do a whole series around what they're up to. I mean, so far, so much. That's my rant on the new Star Trek series. I mean, you know, honestly, I've got what I want. I think they should take a look at the fan stuff. There's so much they could take from that, and as ideas. I think that's what they need to look at, because the people that know about it, the fan base, you know what I mean? What type of writers are they going to get in? Are they going to get the old people in from the old series, get them back because they've all refreshed themselves and stuff like that, and they've got new ideas, or they're going to go with a complete new thing? Do we get a new facelift? Is it going to be rebooted? What do you want? Let me know. So that's me on Star Trek 2017. It's going to be interesting. That's it. Live long and prosper. Please share and subscribe. See you on the next video.